Hi beauty, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Natalie Fay and I do makeup tutorials. Today's video is this glowy bronze skin and ultimate natural bronze look. I'm doing a tutorial on this and this is the picture that I actually put up on my Instagram poll and you guys loved it, so stay tuned. So this beautiful look was actually requested by all of you on my Instagram and today I am filming it for you. If you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do subscribe. I create content every week and you guys will not regret it. Also go and follow me on my social media handles. I will leave everything in the description below. So to start off this makeup look, I always generally start off with my eyebrows and I feel like this basically helps me to frame my face. So I'm using the Essence Eyebrow Gel color and shape and this is the shade called Dark Brown. So I believe this is the new texture and it does really feel very smooth and soft. Especially while applying it on to the eyebrow. What I love about it is that it does not pull like the eyebrow hair from my brows, and believe me guys, if you are using a brow pomade or anything like that and it is not the right texture, it can pluck your eyebrows out. So I love the texture of the new Essence gel. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and fill my eyebrows. So both my eyebrows are not identical, so it is difficult to just try and get them looking as close as possible to each other. One is higher than the other, and yeah, I just go ahead and fill it in and then afterwards go and cut it with a concealer. But before I cut it with the concealer, I go ahead and use my brow mascara. This is the next one in the shade brown. To cut and define my eyebrows, I'm using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer and this is the shade Neutral Buff, and I like going in with that angled brush. It's very important to keep this step as neat and tidy as possible, so use slow motions while doing the step and try and make it as neat, because this is how you clean up any eyebrow no matter how untidy it may be. So this is the key in finishing up a good eyebrow. Okay, and then next using my foundation and then just tapping some of that foundation onto my eyelid. This is just going to prime for the eyeshadow. Using my Slays for Days matte palette by Swiitch Beauty, I'm going to use that orangey shade, and with a blending brush, a nice fluffy brush, I'm going to be packing this color and the shade all over the top half of my eyelid. Now I'm not going too close to the eyebrow just yet, but I'm going to blend it, and you guys can see that I'm not really staying on the outside and keeping it too close towards the eyelid, but I am dragging it in the direction of the eyebrow bone. Then I'm going to use the smaller tapered brush and picking up that brown shade, I'm going to really intensify this shade into that crease. So this is going to create some depth and make it look as hollow as possible. This is going to create like a shadow into the eye socket. And we want to let that orange shade stand out at the top. So you can see that I'm just focusing the shade from the inner corner of the crease all the way to the outer corner, as well as dragging it even beyond where the eyelid stops. So blending it out and dragging it out actually gives the illusion that your eyes are much longer, and it gives a very nice cat eye effect. You can keep packing on this color and make it as deep as you want it to look. You can also go in with a darker brown if you want it to be more intense, but if you're going for the natural look, then you can stay with the shade and this look. I then go in with that same orangey shade and then just soften up the edges as well as diffuse that brown just a little bit more. Using my Swear by It palette by NYX, I'm going to be using that two shades to start off the inner part of the eyelid. So I'm packing the lightest matte shade, and this is supposed to be a cut crease, but because we're not going to be using concealer and we want this look to be more diffused and more soft, I thought it would be best to use a lighter shade and a flat eyeshadow brush. Now the brush you use is very important for this step. So I packed on the lighter color on the inner corner and then blended the peach peach matte shade next to that and blended it very well so that it transitioned nicely into each other. And then I'm using this biscuit shade and packing it on the outer part, leading toward the outer part of the eyelid. Now it's important to blend all these shades together, and at the top of the shadows I wanted the crease to be more defined, nothing too crisp but more defined. Then I go in with a pigment, and this is the NYX pigment. It is such a stunning bronzy pigment, and it also has a bit of gold in it. I sprayed my brush with some setting spray, and this helps to make the pigment stand out a lot more. I'm placing this pigment only from the outside toward the middle and blending it nicely to match and transition into that matte shades as seen on the reference makeup photo. Went ahead and used my blending brush to diffuse any harsh lines. Then using my eyeliner, I'm doing the exact same wing that we saw on the reference photo, a nice sharp wing at the outer corner, and then slowly dragging that line towards the middle part of my eyelid, and it almost looks like there's nothing placed on the inner corner, so I am making it as thin as possible as we draw toward the inner portion of the eyelid. Went ahead and applied my lashes, then cleaning out my hands just in case there's any makeup on my hands, wiping out any excess oils that may be on my face, and then on the top of my brow I'm just going ahead and cleaning and making sure that there's no extra fallout at the top, and also cleaning under my eyes in case of any makeup fallout. Then using my Dr. Rashel orange vitamin C serum. This is such a good serum for my face. I use this under my makeup, and then going ahead with the Angel Veil primer. This is amazing. I love this primer so much. It really does blow out the pores and sticks to the foundation so well. This is by NYX as well. Mixing two foundations today using the LA Girl Pro Coverage and the Revlon Colorstay. The LA Girl in the color Tan, and this is the Illuminating foundation, and the Revlon Colorstay in the shade Natural Tan, and this is the 24 hours new foundation. So I love mixing these two because the LA Girl provides that dewy look as well as it has the color that I want, but it might just be a little too dark for my skin tone because it does oxidize during the day. So I love mixing it with my 24-hour Revlon Colorstay, and the shade is a little bit too light, so mixing it with the LA Girl is just like the perfect combo, and the makeup actually does stay the whole day. So I went in with the first pump of both the foundations together and then added a little bit more. It does look a little bit light on camera, but in person I promise you that the shade is so good, especially for Indian skin tone. And the foundations, if you do mix it correctly, it is perfect. Then going ahead and using a cream contour today. So I wanted this look to stay extremely bronzy and glowy and stunning. So I'm going to be using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop contour concealer, and this is the shade Mocha. And as you guys can see, I did one side of my face, and the reason for this is because the concealers are fast drying, so you have to apply it and then immediately go ahead and blend it out. So I'm doing this underneath my jawline. This will just create a beautiful jawline and also create that bronze throughout my face. And applying this on my cheekbone, a little bit does go a long way, so I will suggest just using a little at a time when you are blending in circular motions and just dragging that from the cheekbone all the way up towards the side of my temples and the side of my forehead as well. And this just brings back so much of that color back to the face, and it brings that bronze look. So I love this concealer so much. I will definitely tell you guys in advance, do add a little at a time and blend as quick as possible because it is fast drying. Doing the same thing on the other side, and I added a little bit too much on the cheek, but I did go ahead and fix it and blend it out properly. Make sure you don't bring that contour shade too low, because you don't want your cheekbone to start too low or to have that illusion that it's not high enough. So if you do that by mistake, then you can just go ahead with some powder and then just cut exactly where you need your jawline to start, and I'll show you guys in a second. Then using that same leftover bronzer on that brush and then pinching my brush to contour my nose, blending that out. For concealer, I'm actually trying something new besides LA Girl, guys. Wow. So today I'm using the Revlon Makeup Conceal and Define, and this is the shade C10. I absolutely love this applicator so much, and I surprisingly enjoy the cream and the texture of this concealer. The makeup model actually had a very bright under eye in the reference photo, so I wanted to stay true to that. This concealer actually brightens up the under eye, and that's exactly what I wanted for this look. My overall impression of this concealer is that it actually is very good. It did cover up my dark circles, and on this day I did have some puffy eyes, so I did love the coverage as well as the color. If you are looking for something not so brightening, then I think a shade a little bit darker than the C10 should be perfect for you. But yeah, this is a beautiful concealer and I love it so much. So if you guys are new to my channel and you don't already know who I am, please go and subscribe to my other channel with my husband. It's called Wez and Fay, and we make some crazy cool content on that channel. So back to the makeup. For baking today, I'm using the Yardley Absolute Translucent Loose Powder, and I'm packing this underneath my eye. And I'm also applying this underneath my cheekbone. So this is what I was talking about earlier, when you did apply too much of bronzer on your cheekbone and it's too low. So you can just go ahead and bake that area and define how high or how low you want your cheekbone to be. Applied it on the sides of my nose. While this bakes, I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead into this Captivate palette by Mud. This is the Warmth Highlight palette, and with an angle brush, gonna go and bronze and dust this shade all over the areas where I've already cream contoured. I added a little bit of the matte and the shimmer bronzer, and just because this look is so beautiful and bronzy and the model looked so bronze and yeah, stunning, so I decided to just apply some shimmer on my bronzer areas, and it turned out stunning, guys. Then going ahead and dusting away that excess powder from that baked areas underneath my eye and wherever I did go ahead with that powder. So yeah, you guys would probably think, why am I using the same brush? I like to use the brush. I feel like it does take away that white cast look from the powder, and a little bit of that brown dusts away the white. Lining my lips with a Smudge Choc purple pencil, and as you guys can see, as I'm lining my lips, so I do this for the top and for the bottom. When I'm starting off to line, I'll start at either corner and I will stay true to where the actual lip line is when I am starting off on either side. But as I draw to the center part of the top and of the bottom, I will like to accentuate the lip a little bit more, so I will go just a little bit beyond my actual lip line. And this doesn't make your lips look bloated or like too big, but it just gives a little bit of a more poutier look. So you're not overlining from end to end, but you're only starting to overline just at the centers. And as you guys can see, my lips does look a little bit more full. Then using the nude mud gloss, I will have the name listed down below in the description. And guys, I am so in love with this gloss, with this lip with everything because wow, I hardly ever use gloss, but I promise you, once you line your lips perfectly and you use a stunning gloss, especially a nude gloss to go with it, you will feel so sexy and so stunning. Yeah, so this was just the perfect lip combo. Okay, for blush, I'm using this Madison Miller by Ofra blush, and it's a nice pink beautiful blush, and I like to put a little bit more than usual since our model had rosy cheeks. So I'm using a soft brush to apply the blush, and this helps to apply the blush correctly because you can focus on exactly where you want the blush to go, and you can also add a little at a time and determine how much you want to apply. Then using my NYX Born to Glow highlight palette, and I'm mixing this gold and bronze shade together with a very small blending brush, and I promise you this is the best part of today's video because this highlight, you guys, is so stunning. Gold and bronze, especially from this palette, is so beautiful. It is exactly the look I wanted, and it is so similar to the picture that I wanted to recreate as well. So gold and bronze mixed together gives this stunning warm highlight that you really need for this look. So the NYX palette, you can get the NYX palette online, or you can use any other bronze or gold highlighter that you do have. And what I love about this technique is using a small brush actually helps you know exactly where you want your highlight to sit on your face. So a lot of people just kind of use a big brush, and I've also done it many times. But using this step kind of gives you more control of where you want the product to sit on your face, and it gives you more control of how you want the product to sit on your face as well. So I'm adding it to my eyebrow bone, a little bit on my forehead, just the sides above my eyebrows, the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose with a more smaller brush, and being more defined with that as well. This also helps to allow your nose to look a little bit more skinnier or slimmer, and then also applying it to my inner tear ducts, and then obviously my cheekbone. And this highlight, my girl, I promise you will love it so much. But even if you don't have the exact highlight, just know that mixing gold and bronze can just be such a winner. Using that coral shade, I'm just applying that to the lower lash line, from the outer corner to the middle part of my lower lash line. I did see another photo on Pinterest of the same model with her eyes opened, and she had like a nice orangey shade, and it was quite low on the bottom lash line. So I'm going to focus that on the center part and just blend that out nicely. Applied some mascara to my lower lashes, and I really wanted this to stand out since our model had on a lot of mascara, and she also added on some lower lashes, which I will also do in a few seconds. Using these individual lashes, I'm going to add 3 on either side and space it out evenly, and I promise you guys, how stunning does this look? It really does pick up the look. Even from far, it's still so stunning. Then gonna go ahead and add a top knot. I wanted to look exactly or similar to the model, and yeah, putting a tight top knot. Using some setting wax, I'm going to apply that on my hair just to keep that flyaways intact in my hair, and then applying it to my baby hairs as well. This is going to frame my face. Also, the model had some beautiful styled edges, and I wanted to do the same, and I generally like doing this step when I do have a tight ponytail or a top knot. So doing the same thing, and I had to really learn how to perfect doing my edges, and I just wanted to do a curly pretty one today. As you guys can see, it's not that hard. All you have to use is your finger, and yeah, this is the final result, guys. What do you think? I also put in some low light here so you can see that stunning glow on the skin, the eye. Did I nail this look? Let me know in the comments. I really want you guys to comment so I can see what you guys think. Also tag me in your recreations, and yeah, I'm so impressed with how it came out. I love it. And what would you like to see me recreate next? Tell me below. So that's it for today's video, guys. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.